In the quiet coastal town of Hollow's End, time moved slowly, like the tide that brushed against its lonely shores. It was the kind of place where nothing ever changed, where faces aged but stories stayed the same. Yet beneath that stillness, something dark slept, a secret buried for 15 long years. A secret that began with a girl named Rachel Pierce and ended with a voice from beyond the grave. Rachel's disappearance had once shaken Hollow's into its core. She was 24, radiant, and full of plans. The kind of person whose laughter could fill a room and whose absence left it hollow. One night, after visiting a friend, she never made it home. Her car was found abandoned by the roadside, keys still in the ignition, her phone on the seat. There were no witnesses, no struggle, and no sign of where she went. The police scoured every inch of the surrounding woods, searched the riverbanks, even dragged the harbor, but the earth gave up nothing. For weeks, her photo hung in every shop window. Her name echoed in church prayers and news bulletins. But hope fades quietly, and eventually, the town stopped searching. Her family never did. And while Hollow's End moved on, one man carried the truth alone. His name was Elliot Granger, a quiet mechanic who owned a small auto repair shop on the edge of town. He was polite, soft-spoken, and unremarkable. A man no one really noticed, and perhaps that's what made him so dangerous. Every morning, Elliot opened his shop. Every night, he closed it. He fixed engines, replaced tires, smiled when spoken to, and lived every day above the secret buried beneath his floor. Under layers of rusted metal, forgotten tools, and years of dust lay the remains of Rachel Pierce, sealed inside an old, dry well that no one remembered existed. For 15 years, Elliot lived with that secret. He ate beside it, worked above it, and slept within earshot of the grave he had dug. The guilt hollowed him out, stripping away his humanity piece by piece until he became a shell of the man he once was. The sound of dripping oil reminded him of the night she died. The hiss of an engine echoed her final scream. Then, one cold autumn morning, Elliot's heart gave out. He died alone, surrounded by the silence that had always kept him company. The coroner called it natural causes, but death, it seemed, had other plans. A week later, his landlord entered the apartment to clear it out. The air inside was heavy, thick with the smell of oil, dust, and something darker. Elliot's life had been simple. A few worn-out clothes, stacks of newspapers, and on the kitchen table, a small black cassette recorder. Beside it, a folded note. 3 words, written in shaking ink. CV-A1L. Play this when I'm gone. When investigators pressed play, the static filled the room like a breath being held. Then, a voice broke through, trembling, tired, and soaked in regret. If you're hearing this, I'm dead. I can't carry it anymore. I never meant for it to happen. I just wanted her to stop screaming. He spoke of that night, the night Rachel vanished. How he'd offer her a ride after her car broke down near the docks. How she mentioned something she'd seen, an argument between Elliot and another man. Something that could ruin him. Panic took over. When she threatened to tell, he snapped. I didn't mean to kill her, he whispered. I just wanted her to stop. He buried her body behind his shop, deep inside the old well. He confessed to hearing her voice in his dreams, her laughter echoing through the pipes, her reflection in every oil puddle. He said he saw her standing by his window some nights, staring through the glass. She's waiting, he said. I know what she wants. That confession was all police needed. They broke into the old shop, tearing apart the foundation until they found a circular metal plate beneath a pile of rusted machinery. When they pried it open, the air that escaped was cold and heavy, as if the earth itself exhaled. At the bottom of the well were bones, fragile, yellowed, untouched for 15 years. Around one wrist hung a delicate silver bracelet engraved with the name Rachel. The case that had haunted Hollow's End was finally solved. Rachel's family had their truth, though not the peace they hoped for. But the story didn't end there. As investigators searched deeper into Elliot's home, they found a box of cassette tapes, dozens of them. Each was labeled with a date. Some were confessions, some ramblings, pieces of a mind collapsing under guilt. But one tape stood out, the final one. I wasn't alone that night, Elliot's voice said. Someone told me what to do. He said no one would ever find out. He promised to keep me safe. The police searched for this someone. They dug into Elliot's life. Old friends, co-workers, even customers, but no one matched. No fingerprints, no names, no trace. Only the shadow of another man, somewhere between truth and madness. The case was officially closed. Elliot Granger was named the sole perpetrator. But in Hollow's End, whispers grew louder. Locals claimed to hear strange noises from the abandoned workshop, the click of a cassette tape rewinding, a faint voice whispering through the walls. Some swore that if you stood near the shop at midnight, you could hear him, Elliot's trembling voice, confessing over and over again. "I told you everything." They called it the Shadow Confession, because even in death, Elliot Granger couldn't silence the truth that haunted him. A secret he thought would die with him became his legacy. And in Hollow's End, the shadows still remember. He thought his secret would die with him, but one recording changed everything. Subscribe to uncover more confessions whispered in the dark.